way around. I don't know my way around. I got the phone and I use the phone.
Yeah. He comes here every Monday.
Say what?
Y'all come here every Monday?
Yeah.
No. He seems to be walking good with him.
Is that not normal?
Well, no, when he first got here, he was, of course, it was a new place. He didn't get let out this morning. I guess it was too muddy, so.
It's been pretty wet, and it's kind of slow to dry around here sometimes. It's never fun when they gotta spend a lot of time inside, but.
What's your name?
Anissa.
Anissa. Chris.
Oh, nice to meet you. Chris and Paul, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If I ask you again, it's not because I don't.
Yeah, it's a hard name. Getting his hose trimmed. You don't seem to care that much. Golly. you do that too?
Do what?
Do you do the hooves as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with him Monday through Wednesday.
Okay, so you both do the same thing. He's not getting
Chris has been with me
shoes.
for about 4 years now, full time. He's been doing this kind of work for about 10 years, so.
Did you have to go to school for this?
Well, I did go to school, but I'm also, a lot of my family members do this, so it's kind of like, I had no option. I tried not to, but.
Oh, you're just good at it.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad shoes horses. My dad's been shoeing for about 45 years this year.
What do you call this thing?
The hoof stand.
Oh, a hoof stand. Okay. What do you call that knife? That saw? Is it a saw? What is he using?
The rasp.
What is it called?
It's a rasp.
Oh, a rasp. Do his hooves look bad to you?
No, and this breed tends to have pretty good hooves. Is he a Vanner or is he a Cobb or?
He's a Gypsy Vanner.
Gypsy Vanner?
Yeah, he's a full Gypsy Vanner. He's a perlino. The color is
Yeah.
perlino.
How old is
He turned 4 in July
Yeah.
11th. So I guess he's gonna get a little bit taller. I'm not sure how many hands. I think he's 14
See
hands.
somebody, they measure from like right under their shoulder in the front to their ear gaunt on their fetlock, and apparently then you can flip that measurement from their shoulder up, and it should be pretty close to how tall they're going to be.
Really? Oh, that's
But by a
neat.
4-year-old, a little bit taller.
Yeah.
I feel like between 5 and 6 they just get wider.
Oh. I've been wanting to see the trainer ride him, but she's been riding him when I'm at work.
Okay.
So hopefully I can see her tomorrow. 'Cause
Sure. Got the day
I'll
off.
be here. Yeah. And she's going to be here.
Isn't it
so.
who is Sydney riding?
Yes.
Yeah. 4, still pretty young.
Are you going to do the back legs too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all 4 feet.
Have y'all had any horses that, is he the worst one or is he doing pretty good? Like, have y'all had any that are not?
He's not the worst one by far.
Oh, good.
I mean,
Glad he's not the
he's
worst.
still a stud, huh? So
Yeah.
I do a lot of Andalusian and Frisian studs.
Uh-huh.
But they're a little older and a little farther along in their training.
Uh-huh.
You know, so him being 4, he's still kind of young, and then spending the time in the stall, he's kind of about what I would expect. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll finish the back feet first, and then
Yeah.
we'll decide how good he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got him when he was, I guess he was, how old was he? He was, I guess he was born in July, and then I got him in March. So he wasn't even a year yet when I got him. Yeah.
He come from around here?
He actually came from New Mexico. He was very furry when I got him because it was so cold in New Mexico.
Was very-
Well, he was way more furry than he is here. Like, he was like a stuffed animal when I got him when he was 8 months.
Is he your first horse, or you had horses?
No,
that you have-
we have 2 other horses, and my dad used to breed horses,
Okay.
but we never had a Gypsy Vanner. And the 2 horses we have, they were both born on our property. And it's hard to find a farrier over there because we're kind of way out in the country.
Where did you say it was again?
Telephone, Texas.
Telephone, okay.
Yeah.
I have to Google it.
So we
How far
need.
is it from here?
It's an hour,
An hour?
like
Further
exactly an hour.
north, or-
North. Yes. If you take 75 and then you exit, you go through Melissa.
How much past Melissa is it?
Oh, from Melissa, it's probably, like maybe 40 minutes from Melissa. Yeah, because it's like 20 minutes to Melissa from here. Do y'all do a lot of horses in Melissa?
I don't
I have
go.
none anymore.
No.
I don't. Right now, I don't have a lot farther north than Fairview. I mean, it's just. It all just depends. I've gone as far as Florida and Kentucky. It just depends on numbers and price and all of that.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is just finding the right time too.
Yeah.
So. that's the
Do
thing.
you ever put horses to sleep? Like
No.
make them drowsy? No.
Oh, you mean like drug them?
Yes.
I'm not a big fan because legally I'm not supposed to do that.
Oh.
I can't say I've never had some. Here, go ahead and do the top husband. Sometimes they have a gel that they can use now.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
put it under their tongue, Dormocidin.
And
I'm
they
not
have
as worried
shots.
about that because it's a little less apt to something to go wrong administering it.
Yeah.
I can't say I've never done that, but usually I have a pretty good relationship with the
Yeah.
trainer or the
Uh-huh.
owner.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And that's also an easy thing for an owner to be able to administer.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I've seen a few horses when they accidentally administer the drug in the artery instead of the vein.
Oh.
And it's just a lot of risk that I don't really want to take.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't have to drug very many. I mean,
Ours are pretty calm, but one of ours, our red one, she really doesn't like getting her hooves done.
Yeah.
But I think y'all probably could handle her. The girl that came, she was like 18 years old, and she was kind of, new to doing it. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into. The gel is easy. You just put it under their tongue, but you gotta wait an hour. That's the hardest thing. Is you gotta have timing right because
uh-huh.
you show up to give it to them and then you have to wait an hour. That's the hard part. But with the gel, it's made it easy for the owners to not have to worry about having to hit a vein or.
Yeah, with the injection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand why you do the front ones first.
Well, I'm gonna get halfway through and get hurt, and then
Halfway through, yeah.
usually the front get beat up a little bit more. They have more weight in the front. So.
Oh, you get beat up more in the front?
No, the front feet get chipped up, and they're usually more of the problem if there's going to be a problem than the back feet.
Oh, okay.
With how bad they need it, so to speak. So if I can get the front done, and then if there's a problem, and we can't finish, at least we got the more important
Yeah.
2 feet. If I had to pick one that's more important.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is they're not trying to actively freak out and kick or run away where they run you over. Those are the things that
Yeah.
get you hurt.
He's
But
not being
a
horrible.
little bit. Some of this too is age and experience and, you know.
He's very
Even
playful.
just manners of, yeah, he's got all his testosterone in the world, and they tend to be a little more lively, so to speak. Are you gonna breed them, or?
Yeah, I was wanting to. Whenever I was lunging him, I was always with a trainer, and so we were always together. So when I come here and the trainer's already left, but yeah, I would want to breed him at least one time. I just don't know if he gets too hard to handle.
Well, they can be trained
see.
and left intact. It just,
Yeah.
you know, you just definitely don't want them to let them get away with their manners, because they just have a lot of energy and a lot of, you know, it can be hard if they're not trained. You know, if they're trained well, the studs are fine. That's usually not a problem. It's just when they don't get enough training, then they become dangerous, because they just get hurt a lot faster, seems like, you know. But I do a lot of studs, and they're all, you know, pretty easy going. They don't have any troubles. We can walk them past all the horses, and they stand fine. They don't try to bite, so it doesn't concern me.
What's the hardest breed for you to do?
Well, I don't like the Andalusians or Frisians because they're just so,
Which one?
They're so strong, and their work's really hard.
Andalusians? Okay.
Yeah, and the Frisians.
They have long hair, Andalusians.
Yeah, and they're just, usually they're kind of thick-headed, so you can ride them pretty hard to, like, they can handle it, but then they get big and strong because of that, right? Because they're worked, you know, it's like working out, a bit bigger and stronger, and they stand good. It's just, they have good feet, so they have more feet. It's just more work.
Aren't they rare? Andalusians are. Have you done an Egyptian Arabian? They have a lot of energy.
They're hyper, but they're smaller. They're not as like.
They're skinnier.
Yeah, the Andalusians are big, muscular, and they just, you know, they're not doing anything bad, but it just seems like a lot more work.
Have you seen that Cavalia show that has a lot of Andalusians? The Russian show?
I don't
Oh.
know if I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been here before. They travel all around the world. And they have a lot of Andalusians.
I don't do a lot of draft horses anymore, but
Yeah.
that was, if I had more of those on my books, that would be my most work.
He's a draft horse.
Yeah, these are draft free, but
Yeah.
like a Clydesdale.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like a Pertron.
They're normally very calm, the Clydesdales, the ones I've seen, but I guess they're just very trained. But they're so tall, too.
I'm not a huge fan of them.
Clydesdales?
They have no heart.
Really?
They are just strong and they're mild mannered, but they quit really easy.
Oh.
Anytime they like, because they just have it, they're just easy going,
Uh-huh.
and they're big and strong. But like an Arabian will run forever. It has all the heart in the world.
Uh-huh.
A draft horse is just a little, it'll just give up and quit.
Oh.
And then when you're asking it to do stuff it doesn't want to do, it just quit.
It doesn't have any energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he just
Yeah.
no heart.
He just doesn't
thinks
wanna
like,
do it, yeah.
I don't like this and I don't want to do it, or I don't, you know, it's just he just so I'm
Well,
not,
he thinks you have treats.
I don't. He must smell all this
Yeah,
stuff. So
he's.
they're not my favorite because when they don't want to try, it just makes it a lot harder.
When's the next time I should get his hooves done?
You know, most everything I do is about a 6-week schedule. If just for regular maintenance, it goes a long way. You know, it's not saying you can't go a little longer, or it might need a little bit earlier, but that's a good general time frame. And I feel like we prevent a lot of issues just keeping them on a regular schedule. So that's what I recommend to most people, especially for just a trim. 6 weeks should be fine.
Okay.
You know, if you were showing and going and doing a lot, maybe a 5-week schedule.
Yeah.
A lot of horses that I do they're getting rode a lot and they're getting shown, they're keeping more on a 5-week schedule, but you shouldn't have any trouble with 6 weeks.
Yeah, the horses are really good with you. When I saw you with the other horses too.
Yeah, I mean, get rode and trained, and
Yeah.
it makes it easy for me. And I'm lucky I grew up around it, so not much scares me. And when I know to say no because I'm worried about getting hurt, I'll speak up. But I don't. He's
Yeah.
not a problem. He's not a problem. He's just young and, feisty, but he listens. I can just barely tap on him, and he knows stop and
Yeah.
behave, and it just gets excited. So
You're gonna get bigger.
yeah, you can grab a bear.
These horses know you, I guess, because you do them all the time. The ones that have been here long.
They have a good memory. I think they can read you very well too. If you're anxious, they're anxious. So.
Do you have a favorite one that you do here? I really like the one Wolke, Wolke. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
The gray one. I really like that one.
Oh, the big gray one. The other
Yeah,
wolf. There's
he's
a wolf
pretty.
And there's a wolf. Yeah. If I had to take any horse home, it would probably be Del Rio.
Rio?
Del Rio?
Oh, Del Rio. I haven't seen him.
He's Rachel's horse.
Oh.
He's just kind of I don't know. I just like his brain and
Is
his mind.
which
and
one is he?
he's
Oh,
right
this
there.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I had to take one home, that would probably be one.
He's just very well
I
trained.
just like him. He's easy going. He just. Their mind and their brain and how they think is really important to me.
Oh.
I'd pay $1 million for something that I just like the way they think and act.
Oh. So you can tell that pretty early
I
then.
don't know. I think I put the halter on and already got a pretty good idea what their brain is like. I put a lot of halters on every 6 weeks, so I'm lucky that I get to see a lot of different personalities. And they're
Yes.
like people. They're just a lot of different personalities.
You don't do a lot of gypsy vanners, you said?
Right now I do about a dozen gypsy cobs. They're kind of, to me, they're somewhat similar, but not exactly the same. It's kind of like an ebb and flow.
He's got his hay ready for
Sometimes
him.
I have a bunch of them, sometimes I don't. It just kind of comes and goes. But right now the most I have is gypsy cobs. And then I used to go to a place, a guy that had he drove a lot of horses with carts. And I would do about 4 or 5 gypsy vans
Yeah.
with him. They were pretty nice show horses.
I wanted him to be trained to do a cart, but the place I brought him, they were saying to train him to ride before he does a cart, and so
I don't
they
know.
were not. And then
My dad has a
Yeah.
1-year-old right now, a yearling that it's a quarter horse, but he starts working on him with the training him on the not on
Cart
necessarily
really
a cart,
early.
but he'll pull a tire behind him. You teach him
Yeah.
to drive first.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
then
They
you
were
can-
not driving him, but I brought him there, and they had carts there, but
Yeah.
they were not using the
I don't
cart.
know if I would go
so.
straight to a cart, but you
A
start
tire.
with like a tire, and you can pull some stuff, and you teach them to
Yeah.
understand some of the
Yeah,
basics.
they
And-
weren't doing it. I brought him there to
But
learn
you
a
know what?
cart.
I don't even know a lot of people that know how to drive anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like there's
Well, they
a lot
had the
less of
carts.
them.
They had people there, but they were not training him to do the tire, I guess.
Yeah,
They
that just
He
the
was
other
intimidating
the other
for them.
thing, too, could be like my dad will pony the horse with another experienced horse.
Oh.
And if you
Yeah.
everybody's got their way.
Yeah.
You go to Walmart and get your business.
I
card
feel
and
like
we'll
they
train them
probably,
out, so.
when he sees the horses doing stuff out there, I feel like that is a way for them to learn too, watching
Yeah,
them.
That's an exposure. It's an exposure. Oh yeah. The other thing too is we took him out and it was time to eat. So
Oh,
there's-
he knew it was
there's
time to
room
eat
for him to probably even be a little bit better next time because
because you had
they all,
eaten it.
even the best ones, will get a little like, hey, come on, hurry up. I want to eat. I want to eat. So
Yeah. Thank you.
He's fine for 4
Yeah.
and a stud. He's really pretty easy to get along with. They're just
Good.
they're just horses.
Yeah.
Nothing I'd be worried about. Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited
fun,
for
though.
tomorrow because I get to
Well,
see
good,
him being
good.
ridden.
I like Sid. I'm sure you've met her, but she's